another video. This one is going to be specifically about board games overall. So I'm not going to do one specific to each board game, but a few notes about board games. So I grabbed this, guess what I am. And sometimes when we grab board games, we, as the adult, get stuck in the fact that we need to play it as we're supposed to. Let that go. It's our own rigidity. We want to engage with materials in a way that is the best fit for our learner. Directions be damned. So for Guess What I Am, you certainly can play the actual way. That's great. I'm not really going to talk about that because that's kind of the low-hanging fruit, right? What are other ways that we can do it? So we can practice putting our face in here. They can tell us what, what would I be, which is sort of hard for a variety of reasons because you're sort of putting my face in here and then looking at the context clues. Some of the kids may not like that. They don't want your face in there. Cool, get your face out of there, right? They just want to look at the pictures and then we can label like, here's the elephant's ear and birds. Maybe just label yellow, blue. Maybe they want to look at themselves in the mirror, right? Kids love looking at themselves in the mirror. Hell, a lot of adults like looking in the mirror. So you don't have to play it the way it's sort of intended, right? There's lots of different ones. Maybe you organize them. So here's a monkey and here's an elephant. They're both animals. They go together, right? They're in the same family. And then here's an astronaut. An astronaut is a person. That's a job. They'll go over here, right? And an astronaut goes into space. You can do some labeling of kind of about it. Oh, here is a peacock, and that's a bird. A bird would go in our animal pile. And then you can count the number. You know, we've got 3 in our animal pile. It also has these little coins that maybe you count the coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We can count. Maybe you just roll this dice just to do that. Here's a firefighter. And let's use the language of firefighter instead of fireman. Let's be as inclusive as possible. And these are 2 jobs, a firefighter and an astronaut. Which one works in space? Oh, that would be the astronaut. Which one fights fires? Oh, that would be the firefighter. You know, the hose, the water comes out of the hose to put out the fire. A firefighter helps us. If we are lost and we see a firefighter, we can go to them, right? See how we can drop so many different bits of information. And I'm doing a ton of talking, so don't do all of these things with your learner. Pick the ones that fit for your learner and be thoughtful about that language that we're exposing them to. We don't want to have too much language or they start to drown us out because we become background noise like the wah, 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 wahs from Charlie Brown. So let's not be that. So again, have an idea about what you want to do with the material when you pull it down or when the child selects it. We can talk about, this animal lives in the water and this one lives on land. So they're different, but they're both animals. I mean, there's so many different things. And again, you can just label colors. Green, here's a bee. For teaching, you could say, what is this that this animal has in his mouth, right? That could be a bone. It could be, let's count the bees. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's so many different things that we can do, and all of the board games are this way. So let's be sure that we're being flexible with how we're using materials. So we can certainly play board games as board games and take turns. And maybe even more still, we take turns and we play it as written, right? So that we're having to follow the rules. But we don't have to do that, right? They're also just materials that we can use for teaching. And if our learners are at certain stages, they might not be ready to lose a game or to follow the instructions yet, the power of yet. So if they make up their own way of playing, Cool. Follow them, right? Let them be in charge. That doesn't mean they get to hit or kick or anything, but let them make up their rules. That can give you lots of data about how they're thinking about things. If they are at a place where we're needing to practice following rules as it's written in the game, maybe we play it the actual way first, then pre-map principle, the next step is let's play your way, right? You get to make up a way. Remember, if you start a game, you don't have to finish it. If you start Trouble, the game Trouble, and you see that the child is losing steam, stop in the middle and say, do you want to finish or be all done? Do you want to finish the game or be all done? And if they say be all done, cool, let's move our people to home, or let's just clean it up and be done. Remember to be thoughtful about what do we have to go to the mattresses on, right? Godfather reference. What do we have to do that we start? Really finishing board games is not one of them. And it's an opportunity to let the child see that you see that they're fizzling out and that you're honoring that they look like they want to be done, and you can give them language for the next time that they could say I want to be done, or you clean up, keep it moving. Hopefully this is helpful.